colonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Championship Sunday here at the North American Qualifiers for Halo World Championship. Best joined by the wonderful Ghostly Army in the booth to start off today. And what a day we had yesterday. I mean, let's start off talking about Allegiance, the #1 seed. It was a strange day yesterday because we kind of found ourselves started saying, oh, yeah, there's a possibility that maybe they don't go through.
Yeah, I think everyone here was a little bit doubtful at first. We know that if there's any team in the top three that people question, if you will, it is Allegiance, right? They've shown up multiple times online, obviously coming in as the #1 seed, but fell a little bit short in X Games. So here, we're wondering how are they going to stack up, especially amongst their group. And they proved everybody wrong.
They did. Of course, Allegiance, the X Games bronze medalist. Speaking of X Games, though, our X Games gold medalist definitely going to be playing like it. Evil Geniuses coming out, looked hot yesterday, and I assume we're going to see a very similar looking Evil Geniuses today as well. I mean, the guys were absolutely crushing it. Snipe Down was just controlling Sniper pretty much every single game we saw yesterday, and well, there's a reason he has Snipe in his name. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and when the guy gets angry, right, it's amazing. And that's what we saw is that he gets to that point of just tip over where he's like, no, I've had enough. This isn't happening. I'm picking up the Sniper, and I'm showing my team that we're about to do this. And that's exactly what he did. And the Snipe Down of old just making a great appearance.
Of course, one of the big storylines really coming from yesterday was Denial. We all just kind of let them slide under the radar. No one really had them coming out of groups. I don't think any of us had them in our top 8. But boy, oh boy, were we wrong. And this man on your screen, so young, too young to compete in the Call of Duty World Championship, said, hey, you know what? I've been playing Halo a couple of months. He's been playing a couple of months. That's it. Just a couple. Like, nothing too long. And he's out here just absolutely decimating on
and the best part is, too, is going on Twitter and seeing all the Call of Duty guys coming, supporting him.
Yeah.
And they don't even say anything about, oh, yeah, he's making the transfer so easy. No, they're just saying, literally, Hook is a god. He has always been one, and it doesn't matter what game he's playing, he's here to show up.
I actually saw Enable actually tweeting out saying, hey, when I found out Hook was coming over to the Halo community, I told a lot of the guys in Halo, trust me, this guy is an animal. You will want him on your squad, and he really is proving himself. And it isn't just him, though, when we talk about this squad as well. Boo Boo Doo Boo, best name in esports, I'm convinced. He's been having a fantastic event as well. Contra, just laser-like focus from him. I mean, they genuinely look like a threat today. They really do.
No, yeah, and not only that, but they've cemented themselves in the semifinals here. They're one of the top 4 teams here, and no one even had them in the top 8. I know a few guys back at home, Captain Anarchy especially, is always praising them for their talent and just their grind and their passion, but no one saw what was going to happen.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, that's for sure. We should talk, though, about the prizing. Of course, it is Championship Sunday, and there's a lot on the line. All the squads have already qualified for the World Championship. Now it's just about taking home a little bit of cash, if you will. First place, $20,000. Second place, $10,000, and then you can see the rest. But as we said, it was all about making it to the World Championship. And as you can see, Team Liquid and Noble already out. The big money, though, that comes in a couple of weeks' time at the Halo World Championship. It was announced there at the start of the event, actually, up to $2.5 million now.
Oh, yeah, and for Noble and Liquid, it was a big deal for them just to get in first and foremost, because they know that they just wanted to be in the top 8. They didn't have necessarily a definitive moment that, oh, yeah, we're going to get in for sure. And finally, they did, and now they're ready. They're just ready to practice. And, I mean, for these numbers,
dude, how crazy
let's
is
start
that,
the grind.
Like, how crazy. $1 million for first place. $1 million. That's absolutely life-changing amount of money.
The most I ever played for was $100,000.
How salty are you?
I mean, they added an extra 0, so yeah, I'm pretty freaking salty.
Pretty salty. Well, let's take a look at the schedule, though, of how the games on Championship Sunday will be going on. Of course, kicking things off right now, 12 p.m. First game of the day, CLG versus Renegades. That one sure to be good. Of course, Evil Geniuses then go up against Trigger's Pound. Then we have our first semifinal, Denial versus Allegiance. The dark horse of the event versus the #1 seed. Definitely going to be a fantastic match. I recommend you set your alarm clocks for that one. Make sure you don't miss out. Then, of course, as the day goes on, we have another matchup and then grand final starting at 5 p.m.
It's a loaded championship Sunday, and the teams that we have here are all ready to roll. So I know that they've been all up early. I saw a few of them grabbing breakfast. They're getting their routines in.
Definitely.
And they're ready to do it.
Dude, I honestly, as I said, cannot wait to see what happens today. Championship Sunday, it's one of the best days there ever is in esports events.
I love it.
Dude, it's so good.
MLG
I mean, you competed on the Championship Sundays.
It's so nostalgic to be back
What
here.
is kind of like the feeling that these players are going to be going through right now?
I mean, I always like to think back to the T-squared mentality, where it's just headphones in, almost like Kobe, right? Almost like one of those basketball players who's coming down. He's not looking at the cameras. Yeah, he's takes his backpack out, puts it next to the station, controllers in, warming up instantly, not even really discussing with anyone about the day. It's just you, your team, and the matches ahead of you.
I like it. That's enough for myself and Christy Arming, though. For now, let's send it down to the analyst desk to get their thoughts on the first matchup.
All right, thank you, fellas. Championship Sunday. In the past, that was just your winners bracket finals, your losers bracket finals, your grand finals. This, though, a single elimination tournament, and we have 5 matches for you today. We have 2 more quarterfinals after starting things off last night. Guys, before we jump into the match that we're about to see, real quick, recap last night for anyone who saw Denial the Real Deal. We found that out, Dave.
Yeah, none of us casters had them in our top 8, and they showed up. They took EG to, was it Game 5, I want to say? Or Game 4? Either way, they ended up making out of their pool in a dominating fashion, ended up taking out Liquid, knocking them out of the tournament completely.
A little bit of a surprise there. Allegiance naded. We were worried, is he going to slow down? Nope. And the man L-Town, a freak in this tournament. But strong side, talk to me about the 2 squads. We're about to see CLG and Renegades. A lot of people sleeping on Renegades on Twitter this morning.
Yeah, Renegades was actually the first team here this morning to start warming up and practicing. So you got to like to see that out of a team, just up and early, ready to get warmed up and ready to go. But on the other hand, CLG, I mean, they're such a dominant squad. You cannot count these guys out. Obviously, they are the higher seed. Renegades is the underdog. They have a lot of work to beat these guys because these guys are coming in with a lot of fire, especially after losing X Games.
And Counter Logic Gaming, speaking of these guys, you've seen them in Aspen. You've seen them all weekend here. Lethal coming over from Evil Geniuses. Felt like Counter Logic Gaming was his best chance of earning that $1 million at Worlds. He secured his spot very easily through group play with the rest of this squad. But Dave, talk to me about this lineup. What have you seen from the boys on CLG?
Well, it's a very interesting lineup. Lethal kind of went with this almost neighbor mentality back in 2008. He said, guess what? I'm going to leave this #1 squad and join up with CLG, making them stronger and making my competition weaker.
Snakebite and Royal, too. The duo has been playing together for quite a while. But strong side, Frosty. A new name for me. I've met him for the first time in person back at the X Games. What can you tell me about this man's gameplay?
So this man, I mean, he does it all. He's not the guy that needs the power weapons to make moves. He's got Royal too to pick up the sniper and make magic happen. Frosty, he'll be at the front line making moves with Snakebite, just making those openings for his team, going for the objective, making those flag runs. He's just that new young gun that just does it all. And that's a guy that you want on your team that doesn't care about stats. He just wants to win. He's going to do whatever it takes. He doesn't care if he goes negative as long as they bring home the W.
From left to right there, you got Royal 2, Snakebite, Lethal, and Frosty. But on the other side of the stage, they have some serious veteran leadership there in Victory X. You got Ninja, who's been around for quite a while, as well as Stellar and Spartan. And I really feel like Stellar may be the key to victory for this squad today. The young man has limitless potential. The question is he going to be able to reach that today, Dave?
Yes, you have 2 breakout players, like you said, Stellar just coming up the ranks instantly in Halo 5, being picked up by the Optic squad, eventually transitioning over to this Renegade squad, and he's been a force to be reckoned with. He is, there's always that question mark when you see these players come from the online scene where it's like, all right, yeah, they're doing well in the online cups. Are they going to show up to a tournament and play? And Stellar has said yes.
Absolutely. Dave, I've really been impressed by this squad. With strong side, we were talking a little bit about this squad might be a little bit more mental than some of the others. They have to be in the positive mindset if they're going to win.
Exactly.
We saw an angry Ninja on Friday. We saw a super happy Spartan and Ninja on Saturday. How do you think these boys are feeling this morning?
When I talked to them this morning, they were nothing but smiles. They were completely focused. Came over to talk to them for a little bit. Barely got many words from them because they just wanted to warm up and get ready for the tournament. But yeah, they sound a lot better today than they did in the past. So these guys, if they can keep that positivity up, keep their energy levels up, then this could be a very close series that we could see.
Well, it's time for predictions from everybody. Today, guys, we have 2 more Astro A40s TR editions ready to give out. So send in your predictions. Use the hashtag HaloWC and hashtag the team you think will win. Is it CLG or will it be Renegades? If you pick the correct squad, you have a chance to get a brand new headset. We'll be doing that for both of our quarterfinal matches. And at the end of the day, we got an Xbox One Guardian Edition here. Get your Halo 5 goodness on at home with the free console. Incredible series coming up here. Give me your predictions before we send it up to the casters, Dave.
CLG is too strong. I am predicting them as a 3-0.
3-0. Wow. All right. I'm gonna predict CLG 3-1. I think Renegades has it in them to take one game, and if they, they could possibly take more, but CLG is just that strong.
Strongside and I were the only 2 out of all the casters coming in to say CLG is going to go the distance. I would love to see Renegades take this to a Game 5, though. This is North American Regionals. There's $50,000 on the line this weekend. Let's make it exciting, boys. I'm sure we're in store for a hell of a day. Let's set it up to the casters to kick off the first match of the day.
Thank you very much, Puckett. Thank you to the rest of the guys on the analyst desk as well. Some good insight from them. Ghosto, as soon as I have you up here, I need to get your insight. How do you think this one is going to go down? For me, I'm looking at CLG, thinking strong team. Might be a 3-0. As much as I don't want to see it to start off Championship Sunday, being realistic, I don't think Renegades can compete with them.
Now, yeah, to be fair to both teams, talking about CLG first, I think that they're coming in with their eyes set on first, right? They're known to really try and take it to EG and so on and so forth, and we've seen them in the finals multiple times, so that's where their eyes are set on. So they just see Renegades as a team in their way.
Yep.
And that's what exactly they're going to do. Now, when it comes to Renegades, however, this is their test, right? This is their test before finals. They know that they've already made it. They know that they've beaten a multitude of teams that have earned them the spot here. So now they're just seeing how do we stack up against potentially the #1 team here, right? So with that being said, Ninja and the rest of his squad, they're all bubbly, happy down there, ready to roll, and it has nothing to do with any pressure. So these guys are just they're here to play and they're happy to be there down there. And I think that's going to play a different factor in just this quick sort of 3-0 that everyone's expecting with CLG.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Of course, you guys can vote on Twitter at home using hashtag HaloWC with hashtag CLG or hashtag Renegades. Currently, it's 79% in favor of CLG there. You have a chance of winning some awesome goodies. And of course, we have a special one for the grand final later on today.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be pretty awesome, that's for sure. But map #1, CTF Coliseum. As I said, I feel like Renegade's definitely kind of coming in as the underdog. What do they need to do on this map specifically, Yoshiyami, do you think, to try and take it away from CLG?
I think it really just comes down to controlling the sniper side of the map. After watching CLG multiple times, it's clear that they love controlling it. Now, yeah, they do grab the rockets. You see them grab the BRs and all the splinter nades and so on and so forth. But when it comes to controlling the sniper and the sniper side, they really make it their point here. So I think that Renegades is going to have to be a little bit squirrely, kind of like take some different flank routes, maybe just give them the snipe side, go low, make some flank routes, just kind of cause some commotion and just get CLG off their rocker, if you will.
I like that. I like that. Map #1 loading up, as we said, Coliseum CTF to start off Championship Sunday. Renegades versus CLG, quarterfinal #3.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm going to be kicking things off on board with Royal 2 now. Royal 2 promised me after X Games, he looked at me and he went, hey man, I know I got that sick triple kill. I know I excited you with the sniper rifle. I'm getting myself an overkill with the sniper rifle. So I have to give him some love off the bat, man. I have to.
And I'm going to point it out right here. Quindo Hoya put this thing into our game, and it is the nading, right? You can do the combat evolved. You can throw the nade at the sniper, and then it'll launch right to you. So you saw Royal 2 just kind of get it out of the hands of the enemy right there, right? He just made sure that it got off the weapon pad, and now there it is. 2 kills for Royal 2 as he gets the sniper and goes for the no.
Oh my God!
Already.
I'm so glad, man. I'm so glad. I have so much faith in this man. When he tells me he's going to get an overkill, I know he's getting an overkill.
And yeah, they're already running the flag back to their
That's a good
base.
point.
It's absolutely right there. And there's a rec pack for you guys. That no scope just started off right. But we're back on par with Royal 2.
Oh my God! Triple kill! Oh my God! What a way! We just start off Championship Sunday! Royal 2! You absolute god! I'm done! I'm done. Let's just
And
walk
the
out the venue.
second cap.
Just give him the win. Give him the money now. Give him the money now. Are you freaking kidding?
And he's
2-0
waiting for the
CLG.
next one. Wow, great. I mean, just all around, just hitting everything. The no-scopes. The no-scopes. He is not stopping. No one
Ghost,
can.
calm me down. Calm me down.
I
I'm
can't.
a
Yeah,
freak,
Royal
bro.
2 is just going to keep getting you pumped as he starts running the flag. I mean, I haven't seen someone run the flag since Gandhi in 06 with the sniper. So props to Royal 2 for making plays and then pushing for the objective.
Snakebite, meanwhile, he says, I'm going to run the flag. Never mind, he does fall, but what a start for CLG, and what a start to Championship Sunday. You could not ask for a better start,
throw
ladies
another
and
rec
gentlemen.
pack up.
Just give them all the rec packs. Like, why not? The people deserve them. Flag does
Making it
eventually
rain.
fall, but it is still alive by Snakebite himself. He's going to drop again. Don't worry, though. Royal 2, he can pick this flag up, and
But
this is such a statement right now from CLG.
oh yeah, and it looks like there's only 2 players, no 3 now for Renegades, as they're going to try and make a little bit of a return. But it's tough right now, man. It looks a little bit rougher, and there's Snakebite getting killed. And yes, Renegades does get the return. Huge return for them, keeping this game alive after such a commanding lead in the beginning.
How do you come back from this, Ghost? Like, as a momentum.
Keep the sniper out of Royal 2's hands. I think that's the only way to do it. And thankfully, they got about another 50 seconds without that being on the map. So maybe they can make a few plays here. But unfortunately for them, Snakebite just grabbed those fresh rockets. And he's still got 4 ready to roll for these Renegades guys. Whoa, almost hit the teammate Royal 2 rocket side. That was a questionable pocket rocket, if you will.
Royal 2 was able to pick up that kill himself, though. He has one more against Victory. Let's go over to Royal 2. He's being aggressive. Was able to shut down Stellar. He is the most forward member of CLG. Lethal now making a play for the flag. You're going to see him pick this one up. He's going to run it towards his teammate. Love this flag route.
Oh, yeah, and this is obviously the other one, right? You go snipe side, you can go obviously go on top bridge, but then you got to come rocket side as well sometimes. And not only that, but it's a great desperate play. When not all of your teammates are alive, you'll start seeing the opponents just flooding bottom middle, easy nade cleanups, and try and just, change everything. Now, Frosty just getting a very clutch kill right there, staying alive, but unfortunately gets cleaned up by Stellar top bridge.
Let's head over to some of the Renegades players. We haven't really given them too much love, but kind of rightfully so. It has been all CLG at the beginning of this game. Currently on board with Victory X. He's trying to find a couple of gunfights, but meanwhile, it is going to be Royal 2 playing for that.
And we
sniper
know
rifle.
it's happening.
I'm sorry. Renegades fans, I love you guys. You're awesome.
Now.
But Royal 2 sniper rifle.
Let's just call it.
He
just
just
call
doesn't miss. I mean, you have to expect.
just call it.
My God,
Can we
he
just
has
call
such good. Yeah, I think we probably should. I mean, this is the perfect setup to try and run that flag. Royal 2 just completely locking it down. Meanwhile, the flag was pulled. It is currently on bridge. Royal 2's just gonna peek out. I mean, what did he have for breakfast? Because I want it, man. Like, I just want
He
what
almost
he
did that
has.
no-scope right there. That gets the distraction medal.
I think he may have heard how hyped the crowd was.
Oh!
Royal 2, stop
No!
it!
And he's
Stop it
charging
right now!
in because he knows he cannot lose. Walshy, I hate you, but I have to say it. This guy is just completely on fire. He's killing everyone in his path. I'm surprised he didn't hit that one. But now the rockets are up, folks, so we're going to see if anyone's going to grab those. And yes, it is Snakebite, another CLG member with a power weapon. Yet again, CLG dominating all the power weapon control here on this first game.
Yep, and that really has been the factor when you think about it. All those kills they've been able to pick up with these power weapons and the control.
Goodness.
I mean, that's one more kill for
There's a
Snakebite.
puppy
Finally does fall. Flag still at the base. So Renegades, to their credit, have been able to just kind of slow down this tempo, but it just seems as if they're trying to hang on to a train going at full speed right now. CLG just in complete control of the game. And
Yeah, Royal 2 showed up.
Showed up is a very polite way of saying it. There's a lot of words I wish I could use on this broadcast, but sadly not going to be able to do so.
But wait, we have a flag run right now in the process of Renegades. Unfortunately, Stellar does get cleaned up, and now it looks like it could be a counter cap actually for CLG. They're trying to figure out what this flag is. They need to get the return. Royal 2 staying alive for a perfect amount of time just so a teammate can help out. And it looks like, yes, Renegades will unfortunately lose that flag. And now Lethal brings the Renegades flag over to their side of the map.
It's going to be down to Royal 2 to see if he can pick this one up. That's his teammate Snakebite just flies straight by, says, don't worry about it. I got this. 3-0 CLG. What a way to start off Championship Sunday. I cannot think in recent time of any event I've cast.
Can we get a replay of 2 minutes, please?
Can we get a replay of everything that just happened? Like, first of all, Royal 2, I love you, because just as I say how, he promised me an overkill, he literally gets the overkill in the first game of Championship Sunday. So base guard Royal 2 over there. But Yoshiami, what just happened? Break that game down. Is there anything to break down?
So yeah, and it's exactly what we talked about. I said before the game, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn here. I'm seriously just, what can you do to stop CLG? Well, they go snipe side in the beginning of the game. They get sniper to Royal 2, and then that happens, right? That's just just cut and dry.
Pretty
now,
much.
we see the sniper come up again. Guess what happens? Cut and dry. He starts hitting shots again. So there's really only one thing you can do there, folks, and that's to stop having the sniper in CLG's hands, whether it's throwing it off the map, nading it off the map. Hey, just put it in someone else's hands other than Royal 2 and CLG, because they just ran with it.
They definitely did that. I mean, just look at some of those stats there. Royal 2, 17 kills. Frosty, 18 kills.
Wow.
Snakebite, 12. I mean, we were focusing a lot there on Royal 2, but I mean, props to Frosty coming out slaying very, very well in game number 1.
Royal 2 was definitely hitting a lot of body shots, too, with the sniper, so Frosty easily could have been cleaning them up.
He had, 9 assists there, I think it was as well. So a fantastic first map from CLG. And we talk about teams coming out on Championship Sunday trying to make a statement, trying to show everyone else in the venue. I mean, EG, they're sat warming up. They're going to be kind of watching this. I mean, that's a definite statement to make to everyone else still left in the tournament.
That's something I would be concerned about. You know, like when you talk about a team being on fire, you want it to happen on Sunday. You don't want it to happen on Saturday. Yeah, Friday and all those things. Yeah, you want to make it to the global finals, sure. But here you're talking about dominating as the #1 team potentially in this entire tournament, and CLG coming out with that ferocity, that type of talent, hitting every shot possible. I mean, what can you do to that, right? If some guys get a challenge,
literally nothing,
every time with a sniper, and you literally can't kill him, yeah, you're kind of out of luck.
Yeah, definitely. Map number 2, though, will be the Rig Slayer. So CLG, after a convincing map number 1, are going to be going in there with complete confidence. And I mean, do you see any way Renegades can kind of come?
There's one way. And it's to get the sniper off the map. There's a sniper on the map.
Would you be opposed to me maybe starting off the game with Royal 2 again? Or
I wouldn't. No, I would not be opposed. I would say that's the right call.
You started off pretty nicely last game. I think that's fair to say. Probably see that in a couple of top 5s every now and then on the internet. I mean, let's look at the fan vote. Of course, you guys can win some awesome goodies. Go 77% to 23%. I mean,
I'm shaking my head still.
I love the 23% Renegades fans, but if you just witnessed what we just witnessed, that should be 100% to 0, sure. Like I'm just gonna come out and say it. CLG, they are playing like they really want to prove a point here. I mean, Lethal actually kind of tweeted at us all, and he saw us at the venue. He was like, "Hey, none of you guys kind of you didn't predict this." And a couple of people had CLG winning. He was like, well, "What's going on? Like, have you guys not seen how we've been playing?" That makes me realize how much of a mistake I potentially could have made.
Oh, yeah, and it's crazy because in the past we kind of see Royal 2, right before Lethal joined, he's been making plays, but nothing of that standard now. So I have to think that Lethal, right, originally kind of a slayer, got brought onto EG and filled a different role, right? He was kind of just the glue to the team for a while. We know Lunchbox kind of stepped up a little bit as a slayer and more of an objective-minded, while Lethal really just tried to do whatever wasn't being done, always getting the job done. So now here he comes on CLG, filling that role entirely, right? He's just making sure that everyone's playing well, everyone's just doing their job, and Royal 2 now has the chance to step up and do what he's always done best. It's pick up the sniper and blame train everyone.
Just keep doing what you're doing. That's definitely going to be the words of advice his teammates are probably going to be giving him. And there, of course, you can see a look at the CLG side of the booth, and just seems calm and composed. Nothing really seems to be effective. Sometimes you see, teams completely steamroll in a game 1, and they get a little overly giddy, if you will. They start bouncing up and down. They kind of think, oh, we just completely nailed these guys. We're overconfident.
On Team Carbon, there was a time where we were playing against 2 legit in team, and we were taking pictures during a game.
No way.
I'm not even joking. We did the wave with the crowd mid-game, and then we even played with the controllers behind our backs one time. So yeah, there's times where you can kind of throw it in the other team's face. Maybe CLG doesn't want to take them that lightly, but yeah, you can have some fun with it if you're crushing them that bad.
I would literally die if I saw that happen. Anyway, starting off on board map number 2 with none other than this man, Royal 2. And guess where he's going? That's right, folks, towards the sniper rifle.
Oh, man.
A little bit of help comes in from Lethal.
The support, right? Just making sure that Royal 2 now is the Slayer. He's got the sniper in hand. Obviously, he's checking his back bunker spawns because we all know that this is a potential spawn when none of your teammates are anchoring that. And sure enough, Royal 2 sniffs it out and thankfully stays alive while his teammate tries to kind of quarantine that area.
Ladies and gentlemen watching at home, this would be a time where I would say probably get the popcorn ready. He is Royal 2 most likely about to put on a show for everyone. And he's going to get the first body, not going to connect with the kill.
I love how he crouches at this angle too. Notice how he gets that really keen line of sight right underneath the geometry and making sure that he just has a solid angle. And every single time it feels like, I don't know, maybe he's forcing a little bit now.
Yeah, maybe. Let's take a look at Lethal. He has to test that out. It's a weapon you
can't
really see.
My God.
Okay, never mind. He is actually going to fall back over to Royal 2. I was going to say, it's a weapon which you haven't really seen so far, too many players kind of master if you will. It's sometimes kind of just left there on the map. People just kind of
and it, don't worry, it makes me a little bit salty at home because for us, it's such a great weapon in the right hands, of course. So hopefully, we can see some more Plasma Caster's usage in the future. But Frosty just fell off the map
with the suicide. Let's actually go on board with Renegades, man. Got to give them some love. Really, Royal 2 not being able to accomplish much with that sniper rifle, and as it stands right now, it is Renegades who do have the lead, and they're kind of saying, all right, well, we know CLG is going to play around Royal 2 with that sniper rifle, so let's just try and completely negate the fact that he has it, and they're getting some big wins elsewhere on the map. Here you see, for example, Stella with the SMG. He is able to pick up one, supporting a teammate out, didn't even need to fire any shots because Victory X had the win himself.
And I have to bring up what Renegades is doing right now, right? We saw Royal 2 on top of the tower with the sniper. He knew they were going to spawn bunker, and now he had to make the rotation to outside. And in the Rig Team Slayer, you want to hold inside, right? It gives you access to the camo, it gives you access to the sniper rifle, great coverage on top of the tower. In the bunker, the spawns are amazing, and so for Renegades, they know that CLG has to keep pushing, so they're actually playing it extremely smart and making sure that they don't overextend themselves. As I say that, Caster's Curse, they overextend, and I guarantee you we're about to see a spawn potentially behind them in the bunker as we see Spartan pick up the camo.
Yeah, nice pick up from him. And we'll stay on board with Spawn, see if he can try to cause a little bit of mischief, if you will. He's going to be wrapping potentially around the CLG plays, and it is a 10-8 game, and I have to give massive props. And look at this, Spawn now with the sniper rifle as well.
But like I said, they overextended. Yeah, they got camo. Yeah, he's got sniper. But guess what? They're in the same fate that CLG was in earlier with being outside, and so they're going to keep spawning back here, and they're just going to get trapped. But it looks like CLG wants to kill the camo sniper guy, which is a little bit odd for me because normally I wouldn't really be pushing this dude when he's all the way, so out there in the Jesus Royal 2. Just you lost your face. Oh my God! Is everyone just gonna hit these things? What's going on?
It's Championship Sunday, man. That's what it is. Spawn picks up another big win, and Renegades saying, "All right, CLG, you had your moment in map number 1. We're not gonna get affected by that."
Yeah, that's huge.
That is just such a testament to the veteran leadership that you can really get from Victory X. He was sat down in that booth saying, "Hey guys, just forget about it. Next map, let's focus on that," and they have the lead now. 16 kills, just to 12.
Oh yeah, and Spartan just taking great angles right here. This is very similar.
It's worth mentioning they actually have both sniper rifles now as well. Stella was actually able to pick up both now. Just talk to me about how you want to be setting up on this map when you have both snipers.
Oh yeah, I mean just like this, you know where the angles are coming from, right? You know where they can potentially push, but you also want to make sure that you're close to your teammates because God forbid you get killed with that sniper, or even you get pushed back a little bit. It could mean certain death, and then you give this sniper to Royal 2 and team. So hey, you want to make sure you always are next to a buddy.
A new Plasma Caster is coming up relatively soon, and Stella recognized that Lethal did actually play for that at the start of the game, so he is just giving a little bit of respect to that. That's good playing his life as well.
Respect right there. The self-discipline that this guy has right now is such a young talent.
Young talent.
Oh man, I don't know if my heart can take this.
If we show more of this, it's the first damn game. The first game of Championship Sunday. It's already off to a fantastic start. Staying with Stella, as he has a player pushing.
Great kill.
Picks up Royal 2 again, and just look at that lead. It is slowly starting to build a little bit here.
Oh yes, 6-kill deficit right now for CLG as they're going to keep trying to force this outside push. Now, for me, I would kind of just wait for that camera to come up, right? I mean, I know that they have snipers, and you can play a little bit, safe, but camo and sniper, all those things are to come up on the inside of the map. So I don't know if I would really technically be pushing them, but obviously CLG proves me wrong yet again as they push and take down all of Renegades as now they close the gap to only 2.
It is going to be Royal 2 who picked up that sniper rifle as well, and as you said, the deficit now just down to 2. Royal 2 trying to get a little aggressive, has Stella underneath him. I don't think he's going to be able to pick that one up just yet. Pretty weak. Meanwhile, it is going to be this man again, Lethal, who picked up that Plasma Caster. He made the point to go over there, and he's able to pick up one. That's Ninja. Finds himself a double kill as well. Changes out for the BR, and CLG now tie up the game, but
kills himself with his own splinter. He threw that, and then he jumped into it, not realizing that it was there.
Have you seen that before?
Oh, I've seen it before, but it's it's really only a strong side type of play.
Wow. Strong side, he just completely called you out. That is crazy. I'm sure we'll probably hear a little bit of a friendly response on the analyst desk later on in the day. But let's go over to Victory X. We talked a little bit about him earlier on, saying the experience that he kind of has. 26-24, the current lead in the game. The SMG comes out. He is able to pick up Snakebite. Nice win from him there. Just trying to keep that lead. It's so important at this point, just to at least minimum goes trade those kills.
Oh yeah, and when it comes down to it, right, you just want to keep pushing and keep getting those kills, because as it's, you know, as the lead is there, I mean, taking 1-1, it's perfect in their regards.
Well, I actually want to go to a listen-in now, an Astro Gaming listen-in, that is, with Team Renegades. They must be fired up in the booth.
Camera snipe.
Camo soon. Camo's like 40 maybe.
One back here. I got him.
Nice shit. Camo's coming up soon.
No one here. No one on me. No one on me.
I hear you. I'm trying to rush you.
We gotta get Camo. Okay, they have sniped that carbine. They have sniped the carbine. Snipe the carbine. Basement sniping. He's on the back.
There's a guy sewers.
I hit him with an
Camo. He's gonna watch Camo.
One spawn back bunker.
Camo's really soon. Camo is really soon.
Top nest right now. Two guys low. Shortcut on me. Shortcut was scattered. Shortcut was scattered.
One shot.
Camo, get killed. Cam, it's
Camo's under you.
Got it. Dude, fucking help me. It's up. We got Camo with 17. He has sniper right here.
We're fine.
We're fine, dude. They're all spawning back carbine. Okay, they're all spawning back carbine.
I'm trying to get the
tower.
I'm
going top side.
Cam's alone. Wait.
I'm top tower. Cam is our main man, dude. I need Camo, guys. I need some help.
Wait. Everyone chill.
I'm trying to watch bottom SMG. I don't see anything.
Do we have angles? Are we gonna push?
Take my
sniping back catwalk still.
We have angles on carbine.
Can I get someone in barrels? Still at carbine sniping, dude. Can I get someone in barrels?
Yeah, Spartan's
someone
at
come in barrels.
Spartan's at barrels.
Literally crouching barrels.
Alright, dude. I can't. Start to push in. I'm pushing with Camo.
Camo's pushing up. You guys need to push up with him. He's got back after one shot.
I got one.
Push.
Everybody go. Back
shot.
I got it. Back raptors. Got him. There's no one there. Carbine, B. Stay alive. Snipers down barrels. Stay alive, Ninja. Just run.
Got White Hall.
Alright. Fucking White Hall lethal. He's still there. You're still on. Scatter's going barrels right now.
Alright, I'm trying to get this SMG.
I'm shortcut. Is there a guy T2? I'm shortcut. Lethal weak. Lethal's weak shortcut.
I think there's a guy T2.
He might get there.
There's a guy here. Nest bridge weak, Frosty, with SMG.
Just wait.
Cuts on me. Overlook. Cuts is dead.
Not even lethal.
And just two here. One hit top end two. They're all weak, dude. Frosty's one shot. Back bunker, one hit. Bunker stairs, one hit.
He rushed me with scatter. He's on BR spawn.
Royal 2's weak at BR.
For the first time in a while, CLG get the lead, 37-36. But talk to me about that listening, Gosu. I mean, what were you hearing? Was that exactly what you expected?
Yeah, I mean, it was great communication, right? They were calling out calmly at first, and when it was necessary to raise the stress levels, they were doing it. And even you saw Victory pushing in with Camo and saying, hey, get ready to push up. Obviously, that entire rush kind of fell short for them, and CLG just had a great defense. But yeah, it was a great listening.
CLG really started to build themselves a little bit of a lead here, and considering how close this game was, it's now 42-36, 6-kill differential, 3.5 minutes still to go. On board with Frosty. Of course, Frosty, an up-and-coming player, if you will. We saw him in the online qualifier. The guy was just completely dominating every single one he played at. Then goes to X Games Aspen, had a fantastic event there, and he's playing wonderfully at the North American qualifier. He's going to push in. That's going to be the assist coming in, but damage done, 46-38. And CLG just flicked a switch, it felt like.
Yeah, they not only defended, but then they knew, you know what, let's capitalize, let's push. And so we just saw Spartan slide in and take that sniper out. This could be a turning point, but CLG has the inside of the map. They have the 8-kill lead. There's no reason for them to push right now.
Yeah, they can just sit back and say, hey, all right, you got a sniper rifle, well, Spartan, you're going to have to run at me and try and pray you get some no-scopes, because we are not going to peek. We're not going to give you anything whatsoever. You see Lethal actually pick up Ninja there, and he's managed to actually push outside. I'm very surprised to see the push come in. And Spawn says, thank you very much. That's a double kill, but still a lot of work to do. He's going for the triple no-scope. Not going to connect just yet, but it's a 41-49 game. They know where Spartan is. They haven't completely pinned. Spartan needs to go big for the team. Not going to happen. He falls, and CLG take the 2-0 lead in the first quarterfinal of the day. And it looked for a minute there as if CLG kind of maybe were pushing a little bit too aggressively, it felt like. I mean, Spartan just got basically gifted a free double kill.
Yeah, that was a little bit worrying, right, to see CLG kind of make that push when they had the 8-kill lead. But again, CLG, they kind of tell you what pace they're playing at all times. It's, you know, when they're going to play slow and stay outside, they're going to do that. When they're going to stay aggressive, that's what they're going to do. And you kind of can just see that they can flip the switch at any moment. They don't have some, you know, coveted style of play that they always are doing. Right. They're so versatile, and it just seems like they're always ready to run back down the court, if you will.
Taking a look at some of those post-game stats right now. Royal 2 finished with 17 kills. Look at the bottom though. Ninja currently 6 and 15. You got Stella 8 and 11. Not this kind of numbers that Renegade's going to need to pick up a Slayer against CLG. But really, for CLG, I mean, I'm looking at Lethal there, 13, 11, 11. You got Frosty as well, 11, 13, 11.
Yep.
Just fantastic stat lines all across the board for those guys.
Yeah, and it's funny because Strongside always says you're only given 12 deaths in every game, right? In a Slayer game, obviously 4 members, it adds up to 48. Yeah, there's going to be that extra 2 at the end. But
Strongside's math isn't that
you're
good.
You're only given 12 deaths, and that's something that kind of I didn't hear it honestly until about a year ago, and I never really thought about it. It's like, yeah, if you go over 12, then you're actually going into someone else's share of deaths, right? So you gotta keep it under that. So the fact that CLG all stayed under that number, it's a very cool mark that they all kind of did their part, if you will.
Yeah, of course. CLG, as we said, now 2-0 up in the series. Renegades backs against the wall. We're going over to a Plaza Strongholds, of course, as map number 3. And Strongholds, with the way CLG plays, is very, very interesting because a lot of teams kind of don't really have a push for a trip cap. We've seen CLG say, no, we're getting this game over as quickly as we possibly can.
But hey, I have to say, for Renegades' sake, there is no sniper on this map.
To be fair, I was very, very impressed with how Renegades completely negated CLG's control of that sniper. They gave it up at the very beginning of the game and said, okay, well, there's nothing we can do. But Royal 2 was very, very ineffective that game with the sniper. He still ended up, ironically, with the most amount of kills on CLG's squad.
Their teamwork was impeccable.
Exactly, teamwork, making the dream work there, it felt like. But still, they did a good job of negating the sniper. However, going over to Strongholds Plaza, I feel like CLG, again, going to be very, very aggressive. What do Renegades need to do now to kind of get themselves back into this series? Because they definitely still can't do it. This is a team full of potential. It's just going to be a massive, massive climb.
I think they just need to get the pace started early. I mean, we saw in that last game that they did a good job at kind of cementing their lead in the beginning. However, when the tide turned, right, when that late camos and the pushes and everything else, it just fell apart for them. So I think they just need to slow it down, personally. So obviously you want to get those first 2 hills and don't pull a CLG and go for that triple cap. Just do what you do best, practice how you play it, or play how you practice, and just grab the railgun, grab the camo. I think the camo route probably is going to be the biggest decider here.
Okay.
And it really is in Strongholds Plaza because every time that thing comes up, if it's not burned, it feels like whatever team grabs it is able to get the bottom mid hill, right? It's such a large such a large boundary. So when you're in there with camo, it's hard for someone to see you, first of all, and it's also hard for someone to fish you out with a grenade or just some basic automatic fire. So I have to say that really look out for that camo pickup in this game type, and hopefully Renegades can grab it so that they can actually make a push here.
Well, map number 3 getting underway right now, as you said, going over to Plaza Stronghold. CLG in control of the first quarterfinal of the day. 2 maps to 0. Renegades definitely not down and out, though, and I actually want to start off on board with Ninja. Somewhat struggled a little bit in that last map. Didn't really have the best performance of his life.
Get some Ninja hype in the chat. Maybe
give
him your energy, Twitch chat.
Give him your energy. Speaking of Ninja, though, he is going to be making his way down towards the camo side, and he should be able to get that pickup relatively quickly and now make the play up towards Nest.
Oh, yeah, and there he grabs that camo, right? And he's going right for Nest, but instead of doing that, he checks to see, is the railgun still up? Nope, it's not. That wasn't the guy who died with it. He knows maybe a teammate grabbed it or an enemy, and now he's just making sure he captures Nest. Now look at Snakebite, right? He thinks that there was actually a guy sitting on the other side of that Nest, so he throws an appropriate nade, not knowing that Ninja actually had camo, and therefore Ninja getting some solid shots. I don't know, he just missed that guy. He was literally in the glass window. Okay, thank God you got the kill. I would have lost my cool. I kind of did, but I'm sorry.
It's fine. We'll forgive you. Ninja now, though, using camo pretty efficiently, makes his way over towards bottom mid. Will actually fall, though. Victory X just going to defend that Nest, looking to potentially drop down towards bottom middle. He's not going to be able to pick up that kill. So for now, CLG do have that advantage, but you need to see them kind of foot over towards Nest, try and get that preferred setup.
Oh, man, I love watching Victory play, guys. The guy just puts pop shots on everyone, waits for the stellar cleanup right there. Look at this. Now he gets the cleanup for his teammates, and he's pushing. He's getting the pressure on, which is something I didn't expect to fully see right here. And now you're going to see CLG notice that as they push up on the Nest through the sniper stairs.
Nest is being captured, though, and unfortunately, one of the players will fall, but a big double kill actually did just come in from Stella. Looking at Ninja, though, he needs to go big.
And like I said, they didn't need to be over-aggressive. They just have to play their game. Every single time they're pushing CLG, it's not working out for them. So just take it, just keep Nest, hold bottom mid, and just take what you got, man. Don't ruin what you have.
Nest being taken. Will they get the reset? No, they won't. Ninja, though, does need to go big. He will fall. I want to have a look at that score. Of course, the trip cap is in 18 points to just 5 in favor of CLG. Speaking of CLG, Royal 2, he's over at Nest, and he's going to be causing all sorts of problems now for the Renegade squad. Love his positioning right now.
And he got a great line of sight on him, right? You see that Renegades spawned in that top cafe area, and they know that there's a guy waiting for him in bottom of the hotel. They know that someone's about to come up there. They know that there's guys protecting yard, but they're in a really bad situation. All they can do is just push out the best they can and try and make a play, but unfortunately for them, it's kind of tough, man. Your CLG is on their heels.
Worth mentioning, I believe that camo did just come out. Am I right? Yeah, I am.
Oh,
There it
yeah.
is. It's going to be lethal, sorry, that managed to grab it. But just as I find him, finally, he does, in fact, fall. Over to, let's go with Snakebite.
And now the triple cap, though, is on for Renegades.
It is. They did very, very well at just managing to change that. They were under a lot of pressure, and then finally flipped it very, very quickly. Snakebite, though, dropping down. He should be able to clean up that win. That was on Victory X. Now looking over towards Frosty once again for the CLG squad. It is Renegades who are chipping away at the CLG early lead, 34-20. But as I said, it's going to be Renegades earning points.
Yeah, and right now, I think that the biggest deal, again, is camo when it's going to come up. Obviously, right now, there's no guys that do have it, but when it does come up, obviously, later, you will see a little bit of a tide turner. Now, Railgun comes up as well on the map, so keep your eye out for that, as well as the plasma pistol, which I'm always on every pro's case for not grabbing. Please grab it. You know where it is. I know it. Please use it. It's so good. There it is. Speak of the devil. Let's see if he grabs it. Nope.
Man, he had the SMG. He didn't need to grab it anyway. But we heard how Renegades was communicating earlier on. I actually want to now throw to a Astro Gaming listen-in with Counterlogic Gaming.
Wait for 1 second.
He's here. He's light rifle. No shot LR.
One shot.
Alright, it's all good. My fault.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know.
On the soda stairs.
We gotta make
Get
it
bottom
push
mid on
it.
me. Or not
Flowers. Flowers is probably window.
Sit in the corner. Sit in the
Can't
corner.
see him.
Flowers,
Back
yard,
back
pushing
back
yard, pushing yard.
Looking. Victory's weak. Victory's weak.
Absolutely.
I'm here at loop. I'm here at
I'll tell
loop.
you, Matt.
There's one here shooting me.
Top dip. I spawned behind him. Still one
got a kill.
There's one trash.
I'm looking.
Top
He's-
nest ninja. Punching you, loop on you.
Loop, kill me, loop, kill me.
Hop on mid. Hop on mid. Hop on mid.
He's still loop, coming back. He's coming loop, They spawn there. Nice kill. Alright, they're getting yard. Yep, get up truck.
Driveway, cellar.
Save.
I'm getting rail. I'm going rail.
I'm going
times camo. One times camo.
I'm selling
50. It's a 50.
FA
Victory.
Bottom mid, guys. Yeah, Prius, I get needed. Prius. I'm pushing Prius. I think it's only one man. Prius, absolute Prius, ninja.
It's two now.
Get in it.
I cannot get in it.
Both absolute.
I can't get either.
Save.
Another one dip.
And dip victory.
Oh, another one dip.
Two dead. Another one dip. 3 dead.
Got him. No shield.
Four dead.
Rail is down in hotel. Rail is down in hotel. We're gonna have to camo. Did we get it?
Soda stairs, ninja.
I'm looking.
Already top sniper.
Spawn cafe. They're 100% going sniper already.
Everyone's sway.
Watch your back at
You might already be here. Yeah, he is.
One shot.
That's absolute nice. And I got shot by
light rifle. 2 light rifle.
I'm looking.
CLG now with the 2-1 cap advantage. They are 45 points to 50, but that listening goes there very calm and composed,
Wow.
it felt like.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
double kill, by the
You
way.
just heard
Oh,
CLG
triple?
just really just talking.
Oh,
you
no.
know. Oh, my
Oh,
God,
he
with
got
each
it.
other. I saw a little bit of a nated whirlwind, the tornado, if you will, from back in Halo 2 on mid-shift. Shout out to all the guys that know that one. But yes, Frosty did actually clean him up rather than getting killed. Great plays by him as he just jukes Ninja with a phenomenal thrust and really just trying to stay alive at loop. Unfortunately gets cleaned up, but Frosty doing everything in his power to stay alive right there and continue this stronghold captures.
On board now with Stella and Team Renegades. Himself in a bit of a gunfight there, and he's actually going to lose that one. Unfortunately for him, I think that was the railgun that came out and just completely blamed him. Ninja were able to trade that kill, pick it up himself over to Spartan, who is just going over towards Nest. Going to jump up the elevator and maybe be able to put some kills on toward the stronghold. He's going to fall as well, though, and it would have been good to get a little bit of time on that stronghold, but sadly not going to be able to
And
do
the
it.
weird part was that he lifted up before the guy got within radar range, right? So the guy didn't know he was there. Not only that, but he didn't jump into the stronghold yet, so there wasn't any cap progress to notify the opponent. Now, he had the jump, got cleaned up anyways. Hate to see it.
CLG controlling the game now for a significant amount of time. New railgun up. Snakebite says, thank you very much. Don't mind if I do. The score, 20-point lead in favor of CLG. And Renegades, man, they need to make something happen.
Yeah, I mean, they're literally about to get 3-0'd, right?
It looks that way.
If this
It does.
happens. So they need to just power through it, you know, stay alive, make a play. Right now, you see a few of the Renegades guys actually pushing over to this nest area as Lethal grabs camo. And sure enough, there could be the decider, right? Something that simple. We just saw 2 perfect kills, one from Royal 2, one from Lethal, as now Frosty takes down another member of Renegades. That's 3 dead for Renegades, and they have only really one last final push. They're going to have to regroup and do something big right here. Lethal making a little bit questionable, right, with Camo. I don't know about that play.
Yeah, maybe overcommitted a little bit to try and win that gunfight. He will fall. Maybe this is the chance for Renegades to try and make something happen. Stella, he is going to be down.
Yep.
It's going to be up to Spot, and he's capping bot mid, and they are actually going to get it. So a 2-1 advantage now in favor of Renegades, but they have to hold it. You look at the score that CLG has managed to accumulate, 86 points, and he botches the railgun shot. He will fall. A big trade does come in. It was Stella able to get it. He finds himself a double kill. They are still earning points, though. That is huge. Bot mid is going to be being taken, though, and I think it may come down to this big win. He's able to pick up one, trying to keep the contest. Can he find the double? No, he can't.
And he gets the reset, though. That was a big play, at least with that. And now we look at, oh no, thank God, Ninja. I would have never forgiven you for that one. He cleaned him up regardless, though, and now it looks like Renegade still is trying to defend this bottom mid hill. Very unorthodox type of setup, right? Controlling yard as well as bottom mid, but right now, Renegades needs to do whatever they can to retain this comeback, this momentum swing.
Do you want to see them try and flood in towards Nest here? Because as you said, it is an unconventional setup. You look at the score, I feel like one small mistake, though, on that push, they're going to lose bot mid.
And it looks like we just did have someone up on Nest for Renegades. Unfortunately, they get cleaned up. Now, Victory X is trying to make a play. Is this going to be the answer? It looks like Snakebite's taken down to 1 shot as Spartan actually cleans him up. Ninja gets another kill as well on Lethal, and it looks like Victory X is going to try and get this cap.
Oh, that's a huge win from Victory X!
Big pistol battle right there as he gets some help from teammate Ninja, as now they're going to make a move for this railgun, but a great plasma nade. Shout out to Quindell Hoyle back at home, making that combat evolved functionality, the mechanic in the game, being able to nade weapons to yourself. That's what you guys saw right there with that plasma grenade.
Renegades definitely have the chance here to come back into this one. They have that preferred setup. Bot mid is being taken away from them currently, though. Who is it going to come down to try and pick up this kill? It may actually be Ninja. Ninja drops down like his namesake. He is going to get the reset because the player from CLG just tried to avoid those bullets. He does have plasma pistol, but no, he didn't even use it. That feels bad, man. Victory X, though, unfortunately, he will fall. No. Looking at the screens, it's going to be down to Stella to go big bot mid. He again is going to get the reset, but it is being taken one more time. It's going to come down to Ninja. Ninja jumping on, but as you said, it's going to be Lethal who had camo. He falls, and CLG once again recapture bot mid.
And that's really what it comes down to, folks, is that CLG has been on camo for the last 3 pickups, and every single time Renegades is met with such a hard mountain to climb, right? It's so tall, and they just keep putting everything against themselves as they're just flooding bottom middle, using unorthodox setups, not grabbing camo, not getting the railgun. Oh, man, you hate to see it.
You do. CLG, though, playing a very, very structured game, and they pick up map number 3 and the series, a swift 3-0. But oh boy, there were some highlights to that one.
Oh yeah, and I don't think the 3-0 really tells the whole tale. I know that we talk about how sometimes there was the dominant fashion. And yes, game 1, for sure. Royal 2 had the streak of justice where he just went off.
I thought he was Jesus at one point.
Yeah, there was definitely some shining light behind him, to be fair. Now, at the same time, though, game 2, right, we saw the Rig Slayer. They did a great job, Renegades, that is, at keeping it close, at keeping the lead for a majority of the time, unfortunately giving it up. And similar thing on Plaza Strongholds. It looked like it was a little bit back and forth, but really just CLG had more composure. They did a better job at regrouping, and yeah, I just got to give it to them, man.
So talking about the rest of the tournament, of course, if both Evil Geniuses and CLG won their quarterfinal games, we knew that was going to be the semifinal. I mean, CLG, they've done their part. We'll find out if EG are going to do their part later on. But does this CLG look like today they can shut down Evil Geniuses that we saw Xings?
I mean, if they come out on fire like they did in that first game, like they did right here against Renegades, yeah, I think that they definitely have a very, very good shot at taking down. Now, the same, though, can be said about EG. Yesterday, we saw Snipe Down not start out on fire, but get heated up, right? And so then he started going off. So I just think that there's such a dynamic there for us to see Lethal, Royal 2 versus Snipe Down, and I'm ready to see that Snipe Down.
If we see Royal 2 versus Snipe Down, I pray we get graced with just fantastic shots. That's for sure. I mean, Royal 2 definitely gave us something to talk about. I'm sure Snipe Down was probably sat there going, oh, okay. I see. I'm gonna get the limelight back. Don't you worry about it, Royal 2. Don't you worry about it. But that's enough for myself and Ghost the Army. For now, let's send it down to the analysts and get their reaction to what we just witnessed.
All right, fellas, great job casting that series. It was a quick one. CLG coming out, as you predicted, Dave, the hot 3-0, and it all started off on arguably their best game type, Coliseum CTF. These guys know how to play this map. Start us off strong side. What were some of the big moments?
I mean, obviously, Royal 2 just going off with the sniper. It looked like they were going to end that game in 2 minutes. They almost did. They got flagged all the way back to their fountain, and they were so close to capping it, but Renegades stopped them. Let's watch this clip here of Royal 2, though, just going off with the sniper, holding down the cave side on blue. This is kind of his spot. They choke these spawns here, force them to spawn over on elbow, and then move the flag over across the snipe side of the map. And there you see it. Lethal runs in that first flag, and then on top of that, back to Royal 2, setting up for the double cap right now, going for the overkill. And then there you see it, that making it look like a very easy double cap. So incredible play right here, choking the spawns, using the teamwork, Snakebite running that double cap, and being able to see that opening to make a play like that happen. It takes a lot of teamwork from all 4 guys.
And I was hanging out with the EG guys, and they were just mentioning how good the positioning is of CLG. When Royal 2 picked up that sniper, the flag was already being run, and you had Snakebite in position picking up 2 kills as well, which allowed Royal 2 that freedom to set up for the second set of spawns. Dave, Renegades, where did they go wrong on that CTF?
Well, what happened was CLG ran a strategy where it was executed perfectly. It's one of those things that, guess what? CLG are going to try to take over your cave, take over your fountain, and spawn you rocket side. Even though you know they're going to do that, you can't stop it when it's executed that well. So the main strategy of, I would say the main point of that was that CLG did an incredible job of just blocking spawns, and there's really not many options you have when you're rocket side. You can either funnel in towards your flag where you line up for perfect headshots from Royal 2, or you can go low and you don't have any help for any of your teammates. You just give CLG the entire top of the map.
Spawns always so important in Halo, especially here in Halo 5, and at the pro level, you know exactly how to manipulate your opponents to spawn where you want them to if set up properly. In Game 2, it all came down to the spawns once again, and we saw Renegades off to an early start, some nice sniping outside. Things kind of went sour, though, around the 30 kill mark. Strong side, talk to me about the early game, though. What did you see on the rig?
You know, it was very unconventional for them to hold sniper outside, but they did it really well. And we saw Stellar pulling off some incredible snipes on top of that. But here we have the clip of Victory X with Camo, and they're getting ready to make a push together to these players outside. And Dave, I'll let you take it from here.
Yeah, pay attention to the score right now. 33-30. Victory X has Camo. He is trying to figure out where these members CLG are. He does a great job eventually spotting one on radar, getting this kill right here. But pay attention. Victory X gets 1 kill, ends up finishing this player over above on catwalk. And look at the score, though. 35-33 here in 1 second. Even though they had Camo and a 3-kill lead, that ended up with a 1-kill deficit. That's not how you want to use Camo. So one thing I've just noticed with this Renegade squad is when they don't have a weapon like Sniper, it just seems to all fall apart for them.
Right.
They seem most comfortable holding outside, which, as Strongside pointed out, is unconventional. On Rig, on Slayer, you want to hold inside as much as possible because Camo spawns there, Sniper spawns there, and it just seems like Renegades are somehow uncomfortable in the inside position.
Yeah, you saw Lethal kind of taking over the inside. He did it with the Scatternades, even took himself out. But after that moment where Victor X and the rest of the squad kind of failed with that Camo strat, it was all CLG. They never let off the gas, and that continued going into Game 3. It looked close for a moment on Plaza, but there were some big plays made by CLG with the Camo in the Game 3. Strong side, who is making the big ones?
You know, Frosty, we got to give a shout out to him making a huge play while CLG was holding 2 of the strongholds. He stayed alive with the Camo and really took advantage of the Camo for the entire minute. Normally we'll see a player try and make a big play with Camo, maybe get a kill or 2, and then he'll die. But he stayed alive over above Cinema Stairs. He had some help from his teammate keeping Renegades at bay, so he was able to maneuver around, pick up kills. Even though they weren't full shields, he's just picking up kills left and right, and then I think he ended up getting a triple kill. So he played that really perfectly.
And Dave, we saw some really nice railgun control. Snakebite was getting the job done there. Were there any other standout moments from CLG in the series, or was this just CLG as you're used to watching?
Just, I think, executing flawlessly, but on top of that, their decision-making. As you said before, a lot of these players, like you said, Frosty, he's a younger player. You'd expect him to have Camo just charge out for each individual kill. He's positioned himself so well, most of the time prioritizing his life over an opposing kill. And it just sort of add up. Like we saw when Renegades had Camo, many times Ninja. He jumped in the bomb center hill trying to help get that stronghold, which on paper makes sense because you say, guess what? We have a camo guy. He can hide in the hill. It's going to be a really tough kill to get. But instead, that sort of backfired. So Frosty had the trust in his teammates that says, guess what? If I do enough damage across the map and stay alive with this camo, most importantly, it will add into us getting strongholds.
All right, fellas, a quick 3-0 to start the day here from CLG. They are guaranteed to move into our top 4, banking a little bit of cash already, going for that $20,000 first place finish, though, this week. And right now, down on the floor, we have our man Lethal. Let's hear from him.
Thank you guys so much. Yes, down here with Lethal. So, you know, I mean, not much really to talk about in that first game, but I do want to get your just impressions overall. You know, I asked you before, I said, you know, how are you guys feeling going into it? You said as soon as Royal 2 got that snipe on the player on the snipe ramp, you said it was going to be a good game.
Yeah, we actually lived at snipe for once. I normally die right in the beginning, so I lived. That was a good start. We got some kills. Royal 2 picked up the sniper, and some guy was on a head glitch. No-scoped him, and right there, I was like, all right, it's going to be a good game. And then about 30 seconds later, we were up 2-0. He got like a Kilimanjaro or something, I don't know. And I don't know, yeah, not really much to talk about that first game. That was just bad.
So, but one thing I will say, though, is you guys look like you were poised to be able to make that 3-cap in what could have been the shortest Coliseum CTF game in the history of Coliseum CTF, or at least in the professional level, which was pretty surprising. But I did notice that you guys have this knack to just continue to push on that blue cave always. That's your go-to spot. You allow Royal 2 to do what he has to do. What is it about that area that really shines for you, especially when you have a sniper there? But what do you do when you don't have a sniper in that point? Like, what is the approach you guys try and take? Is it always blue cave? That's your go-to?
That's like the end goal. I mean, if we have a sniper, a lot of time we want to get that first, but if you don't have full control, you want to get in like window or send one flanker, just kind of distract. But the main goal should always be to get in the cave. And if you have a sniper, it's really good, as you saw. But even if you don't, you can just live in there really easy. Grenades don't bounce very well. And as long as you can live in there, you can just do what we did and just shut them down.
That's right. And then, of course, Rig. So as we move on to game 2, you guys looked to be struggling at the start, right? You know, you had a couple ups and downs. Of course, Renegades were looking really good, holding out that outside strat, you know, which a lot of us were talking about, rather unconventional on Renegades portion. But then you did it as well. But and you made note of this before we went live. You said you guys prefer to rotate around. You don't play it in that, you know, traditional setup. Like, everyone just likes to take that sniper, go over to the bunker, you know, just hold it down and just snipe by the big, you know, by back, I guess, like bridge, and then try and snipe, you know, whoever comes around white. That's like the strat that you see implemented all the time. Why the difference in approach on Rig?
A lot of the teams, not as much lately, but near the beginning of the game, it was really setup based. People wanted to hold inside and bunker with sniper and try to just get picks. But the more the game's been played, I think a lot of teams are getting more aggressive, because outside is good, but if you are pushing their spawns and knowing they're going to spawn behind you and just getting a kill and isolating that guy, you can dictate the game a lot more rather than just sitting back and hoping you can get some snipes.
And you guys seem to thrive off of control. And speaking of control, we move on to strongholds on Plaza. That one in particular, you know, I actually thought Renegades were going to force that game 4 because they had a substantial lead. But it's just something you guys are just very good at, right? And I call it the EG factor, and you were a former member of EG, so it only makes sense. You have this uncanny ability to stay alive and really just keep going, right? Like, no matter what the score is, you guys just keep grinding, and you just brought it right back into the game. And at that point, RNG was playing on the back foot. So I guess what happened on Plaza at the start of the game toward the end of the game, did you guys know that you were going to be able to come back into it from the very beginning?
Yeah, the beginning of Plaza can be really weird. Blue team can get free camo, and if you don't die with that, you can get the early setup. But Plaza especially, you can push 3 caps, but the bottom mid and nest on that, if you play it really well and don't die, you can honestly hold the setup the whole game. So my mindset on Plaza is it doesn't really matter how much you're down, because you just get that one setup and trap them, make them push loop and get the kills there, and you won't lose a stronghold if you play it perfectly.
So moving forward, you have Triggers Pound versus Evil Geniuses. I spoke to Lunchbox yesterday. He said he really wants to play you guys. They're already looking past that point. Of course, Triggers Pound, not a team to slouch on by any means. But if we do get that matchup, one, it will be the first time in, I would say, since UGC St. Louis that EG and CLG were not in the finals together. CLG was in that final with Denial. That's right. And Iron Games Atlanta as well. So I guess this is kind of like history making here a little bit. How do you feel about your semifinal matchup? Like, this is revenge for X Games?
I guess. I think we 100% completely blew X Games. It sucks to admit it, but I feel like we should have won that. And, I mean, we've all said it. We just completely screwed it, and we blew it for ourselves. But assuming EG wins, I think it'll be actually more intense since it's semifinals, because both teams are accustomed to getting into the finals. So I am excited for that, but I'm going for Triggers Pound T2P.
Oh wow, okay, man. Well, TJ, thank you so much for your time. Lethal, this guy, he's amazing. I call him America's least favorite gamer, but he has he's amazing. You're just a wonderful human being, right? But he is a horrible person. No, I'm kidding. All right, TJ, thank you so much for your time, guys. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, plenty more Halo action. Don't go anywhere.